So I started the recording. So here, yesterday, here we are discussing about edit text. So we stopped in between. We created here one text view in a strings.xml. So one is created. Like similar, we will create other. So here, what is our target has to. So we need to here see it is showing around 28 warnings. So we supposed to remove all these warnings. So how we are removing that warnings one by one we'll see here. So whatever the Swing resources has there, so those Swing resources always you can access from the resources folder only. So on the resources there is a file called strings.xml. From that strings.xml we supposed to access that. So here done. So we will add here. So whatever we are adding here, so gradually the count is reducing. Like here we will see. So for all edit text, whatever we have, like around 10, 12 edit text we have, right? So for all those here, one by one, we can add here. See, I'm extracting the Swing resource here next. So for the next, it is for email. See here now that count is from 28 to 27, it is reduced. So next it is for the text email. So here you can, if you want, you can see here. See in this, it is increasing the count, right? Like this, I'm adding this next here. So for the phone number, we will add here. So phone number. So phone number I'm adding here. Next postal address. So simple, our motto has to reduce the count here, right? So almost 50% of done. Next, it is the multi-line. So where user has to enter the multi-line data. So that place we will use this multi-line text view. So multi-line. Right, next here. So time, date. So I supposed to update this time. Right, I have updated this time. Next is the date. Date. Next is the number. So number. Next is the number sign. I think after that one more is there, that is a number decimal. Right, number sign. See, the warnings count has reduced to 19 from the 28 to 19. Next is the number decimal. But even this submit also, we will do this because even for this button also, this is also the text content, right? So wherever the text content is there, that we supposed to use, like means in a real time, if you won't use the code like this, we can say has normally the other people who will see your code, they'll say that simply you are not following the coding standards. So these are the coding standards, must you have to follow that coding standards. So then that will be here like, see now, still there are 16 warnings are there. So each and every edit text is showing some warning. So what is that warning here? So as a latest property, the edit text is expecting that autofill, when I open any particular form. So it is in case if it is the email field, it is expecting that to add email field. In case if it is a mobile number, like regularly whatever I'm typing in my system, or in case my mobile, so that it's supposed to show that, right? So that is the option called here. So I'm putting here autofill no, means it cannot allow that data from the text view side, means it cannot allow, user has to enter that. Because whenever whenever you are developing normal application, like if it is in a shopping cart application or that, So we can allow that kind of data, but whenever it is banking kind of application, because of the security reasons, we could not allow such conditions. So whenever you are not allowing this condition, here you can put as a no. In case if you want to allow, then simply you can replace that no with the S, so that it can allow the data from the regular text, like the regular autofill, whatever the autofill framework we discussed in features. So with that autofill framework, it will be fill the data. Here it is. So that is here now, right? That is done. Like where we are now, we are almost in a post address, like 2 to 3 fields, like phone number. Next is the password. After that, there is username, right? See, almost the warnings also completed. So here we will add next, last one more. So I'm adding here, done. So almost warnings has done. So till it is showing some warning means it is not updated. Just a minute. Once it is updated, see, almost done. So still there are showing the 3 to 4 days. So that is means here we missed that property, right? Still it is showing 3. So for this linear layout, it is showing the warning. What is that warning here? So where it is showing the warning, just we can replace the cursor over there so that it will give what is the warning here. So for this, wait, from top side, we will see what is issue. So here, this one we are not using. This is already that switcher tool or layout. So I can remove this so that now the warning will. So one more warning here. This is the example, right? From example, even this is also the text view, so that we can extract the string resource here. So the string resource is extracted here. So it is created like this. That right. Now it will go. Wait. Once it will update here, almost we can say, see now it is not showing any warnings here, right? So in this way, we can use the resources. Means in this example, what are the things we used here? Like see here in the values, colors. So where is the common color styles as there? Those all colors we can modify here. Like means what is the benefit of this? If I can declare here and there wherever I'm using that particular color, like everywhere for the text view, like heading, I use one color, and for int, I use one color, and other text, I use one color, right? So if I declare in a single place, what happens? When once my project has completed 100%, right? Then client has came and he decided that he has to change the background color of the this. So then in case if I not use here, like everywhere, if I used manually, then I need to go to each and every place I need to update. It is a very longer time. Also, it requires a lot of testing efforts. So in case if I use like this, if I change here in a single place, it can be affected in the entire application. So that's the reason always the suggestible is to use the this resources folder. Also similar has the settings, like wherever the text will, like let us say please enter password, like or forgot password. So that kind of all the text if you use here. So in case in a entire project I use username has 10 times, like in feature instead of username I want to like as a user profile name. Maybe once you can change here, automatically it can be affected everywhere. Next, themes. So your themes also, like yesterday we have already created one theme here. So that is the edit text theme. So this edit text theme entire, like this also will reduce the code, and also like I want to change this edit text to like not only edit text, whatever the buttons. So buttons also you can create one common style here for the button. So that button same like you can apply as a style at the rate button style like that. So that what happens when in the feature any design changes is happened, once you modify in the resources, automatically it can be affected in the entire area. So this is about the resources and edit text, right? Now we will see the validations. Right. Before going to the validations, like I think after we added the listener in our Kotlin file, we not run this program, right? So we supposed to run yesterday, but unfortunately that is showing some error. So now I'm running this application. So now we will see this output. Then we can go with the next step. Right here. Now I'm running this. Now we will see this. So once it is run, we see the output. Like we added, like yesterday, what we added, name, first one, username, and next is the mobile number. So that those two things we supposed to display on a toast, right? So once it is run, we can able to enter some data on those two fields, and we will click on the submit button, and we will see that particular data has displayed in a toast or not. Right. So after that, we will create another project. So that project as we will declare as a validations. So what is validation? So the validation is a common word, like it can help us to do many things, like some of the, like I'm applying a job. So there is a job form. That job form will contain 10 fields. So on the 10 fields, so whatever the job file, 10 fields that I supposed to enter, but there are like I on the 10 fields, there are only 3 fields are common or 2 fields are common. Right. So those 2 or 3 fields we will enter, remaining we can skip that. We can say like the values. And also, like let us say there is a mobile number. So that mobile number should be 10 digits. So how the user will enter 10? So that 10 we have to get. So here see, I entered some random mobile number and I entered name. So Raj, and I entered some random mobile number. Right. Now I'm clicking on a submit button. See, once I click on submit button, so whatever the data has entered by there, so that is showing here, right? That is the this, right? Now, so now I have to create a new project on name of validation. So on the validation program, like this validation also important for us, because if you want to become a, like whenever you are developing any real-time project, the validations as a mandatory, like validations has many types. Like just now, as I told, one is the mobile number, 10 digits, email. So email should contain like one dot and at the rate symbol. After that, it will be some 2 dot separation. And it's a account number, Aadhaar number. It can allow only like only numbers, and that too, in case if it is Aadhaar number, that is 12 numbers, like such kind of all different kinds of validations, and passwords. So wherever the user has entered the password, that password should be alphanumeric, and at least it should be minimum 8 characters. So such kind of all the validations we will see here. Like here I take name, email, mobile, then a password. So like these 4 or 5 I'll take, and I'll write the, I'll validate the data. Like if in case if I enter the data in all fields, then I can say valid. Otherwise, I'll focus on that particular element. So this particular data you not enter, like email ID is required, mobile number is required, and mobile number is must, it should be in a 10 digit. Like that kind of data we will see here now. So to do that here now, so this project has created, right? So this I'm changing to linear layout, because here I supposed to take 2 to 3 different edit text. So that's the reason I'm taking this as the linear layout, right? So I'm adding here the linear layout. So whenever we will take a linear layout, so that linear layout has the orientation, right? So that is Android orientation. So orientation equal to So I'm entering the vertical. Android orientation has vertical. And for this text, so I'm changing the from hello world to. So this example is like, what is the example for this? This is the validation. So validation, right? So we will take edit text. So I want to write the edit text. This I'll change this as the edit text. So here I'm changing this edit text. So with this, for this edit text, I'm writing this as a match parent. Right. So this I'm changing as a hint. So for the hint, here this is the username. First one I'm taking as a username. So for this, I want like what I want. So I want to be ID, right? So that is I'll write Android colon ID. So at the rate plus ID. So I'm giving here that ID has so name, right? So I'm not giving any other properties because in this program, my concentration is only on validation. I'm not concentrating on any properties, right? So this is the mobile. So second field I'm taking as a mobile. So the ID also I'm changing as a mobile. And third field I'm taking as an email. So this I'm changing as an email. Right, and the fourth field, this I'm changing as a password. So here the ID also I'm changing as a password, right? So our design has ready, like we need a button, right? We need a button to submit this data. Like once you click on the user has click on this particular button, then only we will display the data, right? For that here I'm taking the button. So this button here I'm writing that validate. So this is not a hint. So this I'm changing as a text. So this is like here also I'm changing as a validate, right? So while loading the project, our design has ready. Also, I supposed to add each and every program with the data binding, right? So here I'm enabling this data binding, right? So here I'm adding the data binding and I'll close the data binding after these elements here, right? After the linear layout, I added the data binding. So let's wait for the minute. So once this project has loaded completely properly, then we will add the data binding and then we can start that. So almost it is done. So we have to import the data binding. Yeah, so it is done. Right here in build.gradle file, I'll add the data binding. So how to add the data binding here? After Kotlin options, right here, I'll add that is the data binding. So data binding enable equal to true. So I have added that. Right, so the data binding has importing here. Once it is importing here, then we can add here. So where binding colon, so that is activity mean binding. So activity mean binding, because the binding will be generated on the name of XML only, right? So I'm adding this activity mean binding. Then here, now we will write that binding equal to, so that is the data binding util dot set content, right? So here I'll write this at the rate done. right? So we will import this binding, and then we will apply the listener for the button. So that we will add here. Right, I'm importing the data binding. So data binding is imported. Then data binding util also I am importing this. Data binding util. Done. So that imported. So here before writing that, here I want to write one Boolean value, that is all fields check. This is my define. So I'm defining one field that is all fields check false. Initially, I'm treating that as is all fields checked as a false. Right. So then here I'm writing that listener. So that is binding dot. So whatever the submit button, right, that we have written as a validate dot set on click listener. So I'm applying a click listener for this particular button. I'm not doing any new activity. Now from here I'll do something little bit. So here, so whatever we defined that method, right? So that I'm declaring here, that is all fields checked equal to. So I want to compare this with one that is check all fields. So check all fields. I am declaring one method. That method as the check all fields. Right, check all fields. I am declaring this method. Right, I have declared the method. Then here now I'm writing this if else condition. Right, if is all fields checked means it is a true case. In case if it is a true, here the toast will be displayed, that is like valid. Otherwise, so it will ask that where the which has not selected, that it will ask that. So here in case all the data is selected, then it will say as the valid. Otherwise it will ask that is the toast dot length long. So finally dot show done. Right. Now with this name is all fields, right? So with this name outside of the onCreate method, I'm creating one private function. So private function that is all fields check. So that is the Boolean, right? So I have to compare here with the Boolean. So colon extends as the Boolean. So that is I'm extending that particular function with Boolean. Right. Now here I'm writing the condition. If first one, the very first one, that is a binding dot. So what is the first one? That is the name. So I'm checking the name. So binding dot name dot length. So that whatever the text length, if in case the length equal to 0. So in case if it length equal to 0, I supposed to display something on a error like binding dot. So that is a name, right? And the name field I want to display set error. I'm setting an error. So what is the error you will write here? Name could not be empty. Something or please enter the name. So I'm writing here that name could not be empty. Something I'm writing here, name could not be empty. So name could not be empty. Then here it will give the return as a false because the condition is here not satisfied. So then it will give the false, right? So this is for the first step, it is done. Like for the next step. So I want to validate the mobile number. So to validate my mobile number, like binding dot. So mobile dot. So first of all, I'm checking with the same like length 0 condition. So means not ever whatever the data like data is not entered first case. So in case if it is a first, it is 0. So it will be added here like this. That right now here I'm writing this, that is the binding dot. So mobile number, like here I'm validating with that mobile number. So first mobile number, for this mobile number, I'm setting an error. So set error. So that is here. please enter mobile number. Like I'm writing something, so that is please enter mobile number. So please enter mobile number. Right. So then it will give the here also it will give that return false. Right. It will give the return false. Then here I suppose to write one more condition because mobile number must should satisfy with the 10 digits. So else if means that condition is fails, then it comes and it will check one more condition here, that is a mobile dot. So that is a length. So I'm checking that less than or equal to 10. In case if it is a less than or equal to 10, so here again I'm checking the some data, that is binding dot mobile dot. So that is a set error. I'm setting the error. So what is the error here? I'm setting that error. So mobile number must be 10 digit. Mobile number must be 10 digit. So like this data I'm adding. Mobile number must be 10 digit. Right. Here it will give that again. This is the return false. Right. Done. So it is expecting something. We will see like here it is expecting the null. So null insertion done. So this is one condition. Like next year, I want to add next email as well as the password, right? So for email and password also, I'm writing here. So for email, so this I'll change as an email. So email or mail, whatever we written that. So email. So here also, I'm checking that with this, that is email. Email. So set error. Email could not be empty, right? Like this. Next, password. So last we'll write for that is the password. So here it is the password. So here it says that password could not be empty. So password could not be empty. So once in case if it is all as done, so it will give here return as the true. Means all the conditions are satisfied, it will give the return as true. So this will fix. Right. Now I'm running this, we will see this output. If these all other conditions are satisfied, then it will give the return as the true. So there is an error, line number 30 for XML 9. In XML, there is a line number 9. Okay, orientation spelling. Right, I'm running again. So we will see this output so that it with this edit text related has completed, then we can see next level, that is arrays, using arrays, how to handle arrays different views. So that we will start in tomorrow's class. It does not have any error, like just Visor is stopping this. So here now I'm entering this, see it is showing this. Name could not be empty. So I entered this, then click here. First it is saying that mobile number could not be empty, but I entered only 2 digits and submitted this. Now mobile number must be 10 digits, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now it comes to mobile number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, now it will come here, right? So something email ID. So password could not be empty. Like this, we will write the validations. Right here, I'm writing some validation like this, valid, right? So this is about the validation, right? So tomorrow we will see about the arrays.
Sir, in mobile,
Yes, Robin. Robin. Hello. Hello.
sir, in mobile number.
Mm. Mobile number.
Hello.
Check Rahul. Mobile number.
It is showing 11 digits.
Okay, there I have written like this is the less than or equal. So if we write only less than, it should be okay. So less than or equal, this is the condition we have to write. Less than or equal means here we can write 9. So that it will come 10 digit. Just we write the 10. So that's the reason it is showing like that. Okay.